of the greatest movie themes of all time, from Rocky, and Creed is in theaters in 2 days, November 25th, in a theater near you. Go see it. It really is excellent. And the man who plays Adonis Johnson Creed, the son of Apollo, Michael B. Jordan here on The Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you, too.
I know you've been doing tours like crazy. I really appreciate you taking the time to stop in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. What is it like chilling with Sly? What in the world is that like with Sylvester Stallone, working with him, being around him? What is that like?
I mean, I think the first time you meet him, right before, you're thinking, all right, I'm about to go meet Rocky. All right, I'm about to go meet Rocky.
Sure.
This is the guy I'm getting ready to walk in to see. And then when you see him, he's just like, that's not Rocky, it's Sly, I guess. And he's like one of your uncles. You know, he's like, you're sitting down at the house on a Sunday, you know, having a beer, watching a football game.
Sure.
Like, it's that type of relationship. It's like being with one of your older uncles.
Yeah, and so now you're in Creed.
Yep. And
it's not just any movie, because this, we talked about at the top of the first hour, this is his creation.
Yeah.
He created Rocky.
40 years ago.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't just like, well, this is my interpretation of who he is. He created out of whole cloth.
Yep. So, I mean,
Rocky.
to kind of like give that, over to me and Ryan, it says a lot, and a lot of trust. And for him as an actor to kind of take, a step back and, be more of a supporting role, it took a huge pressure off of me because I didn't have to compete with the Rocky franchise. He told me clear as day from the beginning, like, this is Creed 1, this is your thing. Like,
Creed 1.
Creed, this is Creed. It's not Rocky 7, you know what I'm saying? That's not what this is. So,
sure.
and that made me feel good going to work every day. I didn't have to, try to compare myself to anything.
Yeah, and speaking about Ryan Coogler, the
yes.
director, the writer-director of this film, also Fruitvale Station.
Yep.
And so obviously you have a connection with the director. You were awesome in that film.
Thank you so much.
You are most welcome.
Thank you.
So how long has this been in the works for you to play this role?
We talked about Creed before we shot a frame of Fruitvale Station. So it was literally one of those.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was one of those things we were going to set, and he said, I got this idea about, Apollo Creed's son. Do you want to play him? And I was like, cool. And then I went on to shoot Fruitvale Station and literally put Creed out of my mind for about a year or so.
Yeah,
and then,
well, different story.
For sure, completely, exactly. So, a year and some change later, things started to become real, and pieces started to fall in place, and Sly came on board, and that's when I started to switch gears towards Creed and trying to make it as real as possible.
How much arm twisting did Stallone need, based on your knowledge, to do something like this?
He needed, I mean, his first knee-jerk reaction was no. Because I think everybody thought Rocky Balboa was put to bed and retired. But I think some massaging from his agent, from his family, and his wife ultimately kind of told him stop being a coward and play the role. Sly, that wasn't my words, okay? That was her.
You're telling the story.
But seriously, and I think ultimately he came around, and we couldn't have done it without him.
Sure, well, please.
Obviously.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the fact that the scene that we showed for our radio audience in the TV-only segment is a moment where your character, basically reveals to Rocky who you are.
Yeah.
And he had no idea you existed. And, of course, you ask him to train you, and then off we go for Creed. Now, I'm with Michael B. Jordan here on The Rich Eisen Show. Carl Weathers, I saw he was at the premiere. Did you reach out to him at all, or? It
was one of those things that, during the process, we didn't get a chance to really speak. And at the premiere was the first time we actually had a chance to have a real conversation, and before and after. So I saw him on the red carpet before. We took some pictures and photos. He's really excited to see it. And then after the film, I mean, he came over and, big embrace, and he basically just told me how much he loved the performance in the film. And to me, that meant everything because, he's the... That's Pop.
That's Pop.
That's Pop.
Sure. Of course. Yeah.
So it meant a lot.
Again, go see Creed in theaters Wednesday, November 25th, just 2 days from now. Spend Thanksgiving weekend reliving the latest chapter in a story that we've been talking about for 4 decades now. So Michael B. Jordan, sir, The Wire or Friday Night Lights, what do you get more of from what you've been in television-wise?
Man, it's a mixture. It depends on where I am. I think, I get a lot of people who, where's Wallace? Where's Wallace? Just randomly, walking down the street. But then I have a lot of huge Friday Night Light fans that are just, where's Vince Howard? Where did he go to school? Like what they want to know what happens to these characters, after after the show ends. So I think it's a mixture of both, but I get Wallace pretty consistently.
You do?
I get Wallace pretty consistently, yeah.
Wow, and how long has it been since you've been Wallace?
It's been 12 years. It's been
Unbelievable.
12 years.
Think about that, right?
I know. When I look back at it, I guess I was a child actor, but
Well, just one season, though, right?
one season, the first season. So I was an OG.
Well, but that was the beauty of the Wires.
cast.
Each season was
Something
different. They changed the theme song.
Exactly.
They changed the setting. Well, it was always within Baltimore.
Yep.
And obviously Idris Elba as Stringer Bell
Was
you know
amazing.
Eventually Luther and whatever. What was it like working with him?
We didn't have a lot of scenes together,
Not at all,
which
huh?
is weird because I was like the little brother on set, and everybody was just like my uncles and big brothers. So
Sure.
we didn't have a chance to have a lot of on-screen time. But when we were living in Baltimore, we spent a lot of time together. We hung out together. Like they were like sneaking me in the clubs and stuff like that
Right.
at a young age. So we spent a lot
is
of
that right?
oh yeah, for sure. We spent a lot of bonding time. So to see his kind of career to blow up and continue to go was amazing. And even to have Wood Harris, Avon Barksdale in Creed.
Yes,
Be a
nice little Wire reunion.
Little Wire reunion. So it's always cool to kind of see the Wire family link up again on something.
That's pretty cool.
In the future.
So then the Friday Night Lights of it all. With Vince Howard, let me just tell you something here. Being part of the NFL Network, and Under Armour sponsors the Combine.
Yep.
So I called up Under Armour once after seeing the Under Armour symbol all over the Dylan High stuff. I'm like, I got to get me some Dylan gear.
Some East Dillon gear.
And then when Coach got bounced and wound up in East Dillon, I could not wear my Dylan gear anymore. I refused
wait, so who was
to call up.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Coach had to go across town.
Yeah, so you just refused to get East Dillon gear.
I could not. So I said, I need my East Dillon gear now.
Okay.
So I called up and got my East Dillon gear, and I almost got something that said, Howard on the back because of the way that you portrayed this kid.
I appreciate
and the neat
that,
part
man.
about this, though, it's certainly you would expect somebody who what I do for a living, talking about football on the NFL Network, that I'm into it for the football. Not at all.
It's the story, because the football kind of takes a back seat to these families and these characters. The writing is so good. Jason Katims does such an amazing job with writing these characters and these storylines. I mean, I don't know how many guys I've met like, I wish my wife acted like, Tammy, or women who say, I wish my husband would act like, Coach Taylor. Coach Taylor is the role model out there. He's too perfect, I think.
I don't. Too many coaches, But the thing is, though, with him that I always liked is that you could see he was sometimes struggling with what to do, what's the right thing to do.
Yep.
That he didn't always seem to have right at the tip of his fingers,
Exactly.
I know how to handle this situation.
And that's what, I think people really relate to, is like the fact that he's human and he didn't have all the answers and he had to figure it out.
Right.
But he did it in such a, cool Coach Taylor
I loved it.
way.
I really do.
Man.
I really do. And I saw that, Dan had you select a school for Vince Howard, and I could not help but notice you chose Michigan State.
Yes.
Because that is
true.
your...
That's my squad.
Why?
And
I say that, not that it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I'm a Wolverine.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay, man.
It's all right. But, I want to take a quick break and we'll come back, and I want to get this story from
All right,
you.
let's
How
do
in the
it,
world
let's
somebody
do it.
from Newark who didn't go to East Lansing is rocking the green and white. Back with more here with Michael B. Jordan on The Rich Eisen Show, and more of your phone calls, 844-204-RICH. Don't go anywhere. We're back with more. Michael B. Jordan of Creed in theaters near you in 2 days here on The Rich Eisen Show. All right, what's with you being from Newark, New Jersey, and loving Michigan State?
All right, man, let's just dive right in. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Come on.
It just so happened to be, every time I was watching a college football game or a basketball game, I would have Michigan State on as a kid, and I just became fans.
So
I just became a fan.
it was the hoop store that got you into the football team.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So Izzo was like, I mean, come on, the program was amazing.
Even Michigan fans can't quibble with Magic Johnson.
No. He's
on a different plane
level.
of humanity.
You just kind of got to accept it and just support him through and through.
So that's the portal through which your love of Michigan State football was born, being from Newark.
Was Michigan State basketball.
I got it.
Correct.
Okay.
So is that okay?
No, look, it's fine regardless.
Okay.
It's fine regardless. I would just, talk ill of you otherwise once you left. That's the way I would.
As soon as you leave.
Oh, yeah, that's the way us Michigan people, that's the way we do it. So the current Michigan State football team is on fire.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty well right now. Got Penn State coming up. We need that W.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
And then you're going to start playing against Iowa, and then maybe we'll go for it all.
I think that's the plan.
I know.
It's one game at a time. Though.
You do realize, though,
one
that
Michigan team at a time.
You do realize that. Yeah, nice. Okay. That it's the interesting aspect of that. The two biggest wins for Michigan State
Yeah.
this year against Michigan and against Ohio State,
Yeah.
both on the road, very impressive. Do you know the number of seconds, grand total number of seconds that Michigan State had the lead during the game? And the 60 minutes on the clock, the grand total number of seconds.
Between both games.
Both games combined. Do you know what that number is? Do you know what that number
The
is?
way you're looking at me, I'm saying it's probably...
Zero. Zero.
But that says a lot about our heart, huh? That says a lot about our heart, huh? I never give up attitude. And our coach.
Zero.
Huh?
They won with zeros on the clock
Hey, man,
after not having the lead in both of those games.
I give that to great coaching and willpower.
That's
you know?
That's right. Yeah.
Personnel.
Yeah, I guess you can't spell D'Antonio without O 2 times. Either way.
With 2 W's.
It's true. I like it, man. Very good. Do you have any other team, any hoops team or
Basketball
football?
team. I'm a Knicks fan, you know. So
Porzingis, what's going on with him?
He's doing great. I mean, I don't want to put too much hype on him right now. Let's let him develop.
Too late.
You know, is it too late?
Too late.
I mean, that's how it is playing in the Big Apple, though. I mean, you had the whole insanity thing when, you know, Jeremy Lin came through and put so much pressure on him. Just let them just play and develop into who they're going to be.
Yeah, they're having trouble coming up with a nickname for him.
Yeah, the name was kind of long.
Because you can't really make a play on words with Kristaps or Porzingis.
Yeah,
there's no, you can't say, Zing is probably what they're going to zero in at some point.
Zing, the Zingus.
Zing, I don't know.
The Gus. The Gus.
Captain Zing,
Captain
I don't know.
Zing, I don't know.
Zing the Merciless. How about that?
That's a little long. It's a little long.
But so is Porzingis.
Porzingis is
so is
long.
Kristaps.
Just own Porzingis. It's a unique name.
Yeah, right? Just let
go
it be
with
what
it.
it is,
Just
right?
let it be.
Porzingis, I'm with it.
7'3".
He's balling right now.
He shoots threes.
Got the 3.
He's got the Hakeem Olajuwon shake moves down low.
Hey, man, he goes after rebounds, offensive and defense.
Blocked, 7 shots over the
both
weekend?
plays both ends. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm happy for right now.
But you're pumping the brakes a little bit.
Just a little bit. Only because we have no picks. You know, right now I just feel like we need to do a page 1 rewrite, like, you know, Boston, clean house, and just like start over. Just
Well,
build
I
for
mean,
the future.
he's 19.
He's young.
Just keep him out of the clubs.
Keep him healthy.
Right, healthy and out of the clubs.
Keep him out of the clubs.
No clubs for him.
No New York clubs.
What about New Jersey clubs?
I mean, do we have those?
I don't. You tell me. You're from Newark.
I don't know. Do we have those? Like, no. I usually just go to the city.
You tell me.
I remember like Abyss down in like Sayreville.
I DJ'd there one night.
Where?
Did
Club
you?
Abyss. Yes, I
See?
did. Yes, Abyss.
Wait,
Old school.
what?
That's
Sayreville.
What just happened?
Yes, I did.
Throwback.
Sayreville is where
Yes.
there used to be this huge multiplex theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
I probably
they tore
saw
that down.
Rocky 2 in that theater.
Wait, Hoboken? You guys
Probably
have
saw
Hoboken?
Rocky 2 and 3.
Hoboken? No, they built. I haven't been to Hoboken since they started really developing it. Since the W Hotel kind of got
Right.
put down. Yeah, I haven't been there.
Yeah,
In a long time.
Hoboken's real swank now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Western York.
So when did you add the B from Michael B. Jordan?
I want to say, damn, how old was I? I want to maybe 12, 13, right around, Space
Okay.
Jam,
Okay.
right around that area. SAG was like, yo, wait, there's 2. Like, no, there can't be 2. And then, he kind of won that battle.
Yeah.
At that age.
Because that came to it where like, okay, were you named after?
My dad's name is Michael Jordan.
Okay.
So, and he's older than
Then
Jeffrey.
Okay, Michael
Michael
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So my dad's,
But when you began to become
As a kid,
An
I
actor.
wanted to change my name as a kid.
What
Because I played basketball and sports, and kids, they tease you. And when you're younger, it feels like your whole world's coming down when you're getting picked on over something so small and so
People
simple.
were picking on you?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I could hoop, but it was like, oh, you're not, it was always a comparison to him. So, yeah, no matter how good I was and, and small fry, I could never, compete to that guy. So, anyway, it was something I definitely wanted to change until I embraced it.
So it would be like if there was a kid in Boston in the 80s growing up, Larry Bird, he would go Larry F. Bird.
Larry F. Bird.
Something like that.
Larry B. Bird.
Yeah, Larry B. Bird.
Larry B. Not Bird. It's like something like that, yeah.
So what is your middle name?
Bakari. Bakari.
Okay.
It's Swahili. It means of noble promise. And,
Wow. Well, you have got that, man. You are really blowing up, and I couldn't be happier for you. Like I said, I've enjoyed your work for quite some time.
Thank you so much.
You as Oscar Grant in Fruitvale Station was moving, to say the least, and it's a story that few people really knew nationally, internationally, and you brought it to the fore.
Appreciate it so much, man.
No, you are most welcome. And congrats in advance on Creed.
My man.
You bet. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Rich.
You bet. That's Michael Bakari Jordan.
There you go.
He's got game of sort.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.